Hello, stop scrolling. So if dividing fractions has ever confused you, especially that flip part, this video will fix it in the next 6 minutes. By the end, you will not only solve, you would actually understand why it works. So most students memorize a rule and forget it in exams. But today I will show you the trick and explain the idea behind it so you will never forget again. Quickly hit the like button so that more students find this video, and subscribe if you want maths explained simply. Let's get right into it. So first, what does dividing fraction mean? When you divide, you are asking how many times does a number fit into another. For example, with 3 all over 4 divided by 1 all over 2. You are simply asking how many halves are inside 3 quarters. So now, here is the key concept you must understand. There's something called reciprocal. When you talk about reciprocal, what you mean is that flipping, that flipping part. So if I say, okay, what is reciprocal of 1 over 2? The reciprocal of 1 over 2 is just the flipping of this number, which is equal to 2 all over 1. Do you understand? So it's just flipping. So you move the number in the denominator to the numerator and vice versa. If I tell you what's the reciprocal of 3 all over 4, the reciprocal of 3 all over 4 is still the same thing as 4 all over 3. You just flipped it. The reciprocal of 5 all over 1 is the same thing as 1 over 5. You say what's reciprocal of 5 over 1? You are just trying to say, oh, 1 all over 5. So reciprocal is just flipping the numerator and the denominator. You swap the numbers in the numerator to the denominator and vice versa. When you multiply a number by its reciprocal, you get 1. So when you multiply 5, these two, when you multiply these two reciprocal, you get 1. 5 times 1, which is 5, all over 5 times 1, which is 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. That's the common rule. When you multiply a reciprocal by the number, you get 1. So now that you understand the famous rule, you understand what reciprocal is, you also be able to relate to the famous rule, which is keep, change, and flip. So the thing you do is you keep the first fraction, and then you change the sign from division to multiplication, and then you flip the second fraction. So you take its reciprocal. Okay, so let's work on that. Let's work on that. Let's solve it. So over here I'll go over, so 3 all over 4 divided by 1 all over 2. We are going to get the reciprocal of this, and then we change the sign. So we have 3 over 4 times 2 all over 1. Your answer will be, you multiply these two down there, that's 6 all over 4. And then you can further simplify. You have done simplification before. You have 2 in 4, which is 2, 2 in 6, which is 3. So your final answer will be 3 all over 2. So I will give you a short method of explaining fractions in a better way, in a formula type of way. So if you have a all over b divided by c all over d, what you are going to do is, remember, you're not touching the one you are dividing by, it's just the second one over here. So that's a over b times d over c. You got the reciprocal. The next option will be to multiply. So a times d all over b times c. Then your final answer will be ad all over bc. Let's work on another example. So this will be 5 all over 6 times divided by your 2 all over 3. As you already know, you take the reciprocal of the second. So that's 5 all over 6 times 3 over 2. 5 times 3 is 15, and 6 times 2 is 12. That's your final answer, 15 all over 12. You can always simplify. When you simplify it, you have 5 all over 4. Okay. So now I'm going to give you one to do on your own. You simplify it by yourself. That's 2 all over 5 divided by 4 over 7. So feel free to pause video and solve it. Alright, so let's do it together now. You have 2 all over 5, you change the sign, and then you get the reciprocal. So that's 7 all over 4. You have there 7 times 2 is 14 all over 5 times 4, that's 20. So if you got 14 over 20, you're on point. And if you further simplify, you get 7 over 10. I've made a previous video on simplification of fraction before. Do well to check that one out. So if you understand dividing fraction and reciprocals, like this video, comment reciprocal mastered, subscribe for more simple math lesson, and share this to a friend that is struggling with fraction. See you in the next video. Bye bye.